ईश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. Om Om Om. This 41st point we were discussing in Sugama. Dehendriyadishu. The very pramatrutvam is due to adhyasa. Without adhyasa, no pramata, no pramana, no prameya. The entire set of pramatrutvam, pramana and prameya, all the three. Here you note, not only the pramatrutvam, even the pramana and prameya also has to be included. Pramana pravritti anupapattehe, when Bhashyakara says, the functioning of pramana without the functioning of pramanas, the procedure of pramanas is not possible without the very avidya, without very adhyasa. Here adhyasa purvaka, when we say, the Mula Vidya Vadins take Pramatru Pramana alone is adhyasa. Pramata alone is adhyasa they take. They don't take Pramana and Prameya also adhyasta. See, this is the difference. So, the subtle difference here you see, again I repeat, Pramata, Pramana, Prameya. The entire avastha is adhyasta. This is what Shankaracharya says, and Swamiji explains that way. Adhyasa is just as the entire dream state is adhyasta upon the Atman. The misunderstanding is of the entire dream state. Similarly, the entire waking state, which involves or which constitutes pramatrutvam, the knower, pramana, as well as the prameya. So the seer, take a particular example. The seer, the eyes which we see, the mind which sees, the eyes that are used, and the colors that are present in the world. That means prameya is the color to the eyes or all the objects of the sense organs. Okay. All the objects of the sense organs, object of the mind, the entire world is prameya. Pramana is sense organs as well as the mind. Pramata is the one who identifies with the sense organs, mind, and uses them to know the external object. Here prameya, the object, pramana, the means of knowledge, pramata, one who uses the means of knowledge and gains the result of pramana is the prama. One who gains the prama and with the help of the prama he is called pramata. So this complete set is adhyasta. This is what is a special. People ask again and again, what is the difference? We have been telling, this is the difference. This is the special you don't find in Mula Vidya commentaries. In the Mula Vidya commentaries, in the Mula Vidya teachings, you don't find this. This you noted specifically. Okay. All in short, all the Triputi is adhyasta according to Shankara, because Shankara is clearly telling, and Swamiji also tells, all the Triputi is adhyasta. They say, they means the Mula Vidya Vadins, post Shankarites, are the commentaries on Shankara. We call them sub-commentary. When Shankaracharya is called commentary, if Bhashyam is called commentary, then other commentaries are called sub-commentaries. Okay, or Vyakhyana or Tikakara. So they say, the Tikakaras or Mula Vidya Vadins say that only Pramatrutvam is Adhyastha. Okay, only Pramatrutvam is Adhyastha. And all other things and not all other things. Because they say the Jagat is, they put it in 2 tiers. The Jagat is in Vidyaranya Prakriya, the world is taken as a one Adhyasa and Jivatva. Jivatva means Jivopadi Adhyasa. The Indriya Adhyasa of the sense organs and mind, this subjective Adhyasa is one and external Adhyasa another. He divides Adhyasa into 2. This Prakriya begins with, I think mostly Vidyaranya only. He puts it to probably his Guru Shankarananda. Before that it didn't exist. So the entire world was taken as one Adhyasa. But the later present days, this has become common now. So Prameya Prapancha is created by Ishvara. This is what they say. Prameya Prapancha. The world is created by Ishvara, and you take the body, mind and sense organs upon yourself. Only your body, mind and sense organs alone are Adhyasa. The world is not Adhyasa. This is what I have learnt. I was taught in the beginning, before I came to Sachidanandendra Swamiji. I was also taught that way, but later I found this is unconvincing to me. I just left it. Anyway, I present both. Take whichever appeals to you, whichever is in keeping with your Anubhava. So, Prameya Prapancha is imposed on Ishvara, means created by Ishvara, not imposed. The Prameya Prapancha comes from Panchabhutas. The Panchabhutas come from Maya, and the Maya is with Ishvara. It is always with Ishvara, it will remain there. This is their Prakriya. See, Ishvara is always there. He is accompanied by, he is associated with Maya, and through his Maya he creates Panchabhuta. From Panchabhuta world is born. And that out of the world, the body, mind and sense organs alone you identify, that alone is Adhyasa. You identify with your body, mind and sense organs, this alone is Adhyasa. The world is not Adhyasa. World is something outside Adhyasa. Then you mean it is real? No, they don't mean it real. They mean it Mithya. What is Mithya? Mithya is something other than Adhyasa. They put it 2 ways. One is Adhyasa, another is Mithya. Mithya is always Mithya, it remains with it. I think, I don't know whether, if you more study Mula Vidya, you will get more confused. So I think this much is enough, I will not proceed further. I could have totally ignored Mula Vidya Vadins and then proceed with our Sugama. But I wanted to touch a little bit, because those ideas are prevalent in the world. Those ideas are prevalent in the world, in India, in all our circles. Therefore, you can't ignore. You will get to hear them. You will read some books somewhere. These ideas come across. You get confused. You get mixed up. So to be very clear, to have a very clear understanding, I am explaining both, so that you can see the difference. Okay, it is for you to help you to understand clearly Sugama. So, Prameya Prapancha is created by Ishvara as a Mithya Prapancha. By Mithya they mean it is neither existing nor non-existing, but it is there. It has got a very peculiar nature. It is neither existing equal to Ishvara, nor it is totally non-existent, some kind of existential world, a kind of a mysterious kind of existence. a mysterious existence, what you call a contradictory, how to say that, a contradictory, how to say that, anirvachaniya. Anirvachaniya is indefinable. Indefinable, no, instead of indefinable, I am looking for a better word. Indefinable existence. No, it is not indefinable. A mysterious existence is better. I think I translate anirvachaniya into a mysterious existence. Okay, a contradictory and mysterious existence is mithya. We have not stated mithya in this meaning, so if you go more into those details you get confused, because we have never used it in that sense. Mithya is mithya jnanam, a misunderstanding alone is mithya. So the entire world, including the prameya prapancha, prameya, pramana, pramata, the entire avastha, the entire waking state is adhyastha upon Brahman. Okay, this is what Bhashyakara says. Pramana pravrittihi adhyasam puraskritya pramana prameya vyavaharaha. See, he says prameya vyavahara also. I am looking for the Bhashya Vakya, just wait. See, tametam avidyakyam atmanatmano ritaretara adhyasam puraskritya sarve pramana prameya. He is talking, you see. Pramana prameya vyavaharaha. This includes naturally pramatrutvam also. So pramatru, pramana, prameya, all the three is adhyastha, adhyasam puraskritya. Though Bhashyakara is openly telling prameya, puraskritya adhyasam, that means even the prameya presupposes adhyasa. This is Bhashyakara statement. Okay. Adhyasam puraskritya sarve pramana prameya vyavaharaha. The entire world, entire avastha consisting of pramatru, pramana, prameya. This is Bhashyakara's open statement. If what I say, what Sachidananda Swamiji says, may be unbelievable to you, then you read it. That's why I am going back to the Bhashya statement. In this section, the 5th section, read the Bhashya statement again for you to remove the suspicion that we are distorting Bhashya. You read that, you see. Tametam avidyakyam atmanatmano ritaretara adhyasam puraskritya sarve pramana prameya vyavaharaha. Prameya, note the word. Okay, note the word. Watch the word prameya is included. Okay, pramana prameya. Pramatru he has not stated, but stated elsewhere. Pramatrutvam is also adhyasa, adhyastha only. Pramana prameya pramatru. These three, vyavahara, adhyasam puraskritya, that means they come within adhyasa. This is Bhashyakara's idea. Swamiji also explaining in that way. But they say pramata alone is adhyastha. Pramata is not adhyastha in the sense they call dehendriya mind alone is adhyastha. They call indriya, deha, indriya, manaha. These three alone are adhyastha. And then prameya is not. Prameya is an Ishvara Srishti. That is the prakriya they adopt. So here we are just how far that prakriya is true or right or wrong. That will be a very big topic. I don't want to discuss now. That I think that is a topic meant for Prakriya Pratyabhigna. Have you ever heard the name of the book? Okay. At the moment you take only this much, prameya is also adhyasa according to Shankara and according to Sachidanandendra Swamiji and according to our Anubhava too. The entire waking state is adhyastha upon Brahman. So they take prameya is not adhyasta, only this much is enough. More you can study in the Prakriya Pratyabhijna. Okay, Prakriya Pratyabhijna also we intend to study someday, and then we are planning it. Some class someday, then I think you will, that will be in English only. Okay, so how prameya is also adhyasta. If you don't accept prameya as adhyasta, then what will be the problem? What will be the problem? That we shall discuss there and not here. Here this much is enough. Okay, so I don't want to go into detail. Otherwise that itself will become another big topic. But Panchapadika openly says only pramana is adhyasta, prameya he puts out. But here pramatru, pramana, prameya, entire thing is adhyasta. Bhashyakara is clear. I think those who want, you can find quotations of Bhashyakara elsewhere. Now we'll proceed. Okay. Dehendriyadishu. This pramana vyavahara. Pramana means pramatru, pramana, prameya. All the three. Whenever we say pramana vyavahara, keep in mind pramatru, pramana, prameya. Okay. Pramatru, pramana and prameya vyavahara. I think Bhashyakara himself should have told like that. It would have been very clear. But anyway, he said it elsewhere. Pramatru, pramana, prameya vyavahara. Okay, this entire vyavahara is possible. Dehendriyadishu aham mama abhimana rahitasya pramatrutvanupapattau pramana pravrityanupapatte. He says, pramana cannot come into existence and function. Pramana cannot come into existence if there were no pramata. See, pramana, is pramana first or pramatru first? This is also one point. Okay. They say, Mula Vidyavadins say, first Jagat comes. In the Jagat there is world. In the Jagat there is a body, mind and sense organs. Then you impose them upon yourself. That also there are many more. I think I don't want to go. They say, Ratna Prabhakara says, it is the Ishvara who does adhyasa. First thing is they put adhyasa as an event in time. Okay. And again they say adhyasa is an event. And then who is to do? A jiva who was in deep sleep, he cannot make his own adhyasa. So who will do this adhyasa? See how peculiar it is. This we have discussed elaborately in hundreds of times, I think. Do you see the beginning of waking state? Can you see the beginning of dream state? But they say adhyasa begins and it is started by Ishvara. Ratna Prabhakara says, Ishvara does on every waking. And every day when you wake up, Ishvara does adhyasa upon you. Ishvara doing adhyasa, have you ever heard in Prasthanatrayi Bhashya? Does it make any sense that Ishvara doing adhyasa upon Jiva? Ishvara does karma phaladata. See, they have extended Vyavaharika Ishvara into Paramarthika Ishvara. Ishvara does the Pramana Prameya Vyavahara, not Adhyasa Vyavahara. Adhyasa is Swabhavika, nobody does. This is the difference. They say, when Shastra says that Pramana Prameya Vyavahara takes place, presupposing Adhyasa is Naisargikaha. Adhyasa is Naisargikaha. But they started putting Adhyasa happens due to karma and Ishvara does it on every waking. I don't want to go into details. We shall see in the Prakriya Pratyabhijna if we are lucky enough to study. I think everybody who wants to study these Prakriya details must study Prakriya Pratyabhijna. Is an Adbhutavada Grantha. It's a great text. It is a great text. There he says, and just a relevant point say, Pramatru, Pramana, Prameya. Nobody sees the beginning of the world. beginning of your individuality. Do you ever see when you became individual, how you became individual? Who is to see? This I have told hundreds of times. Sushupti, there is no Pramatrutvam. Sushupti, from the standpoint of the Sakshi who is in Sushupti, no Pramatrutvam possible, no Jagat possible. Therefore, he can never see the rising of Jagat. Does Sakshi ever see the beginning of Jagat? Can't see. Okay. Then the waking Pramata can see the beginning of Pramatrutvam? He is already Pramata. How can he see his own beginning? Neither Pramatrutvam can see the beginning of Pramatru, nor the Sakshi can see the beginning of Pramatru. Then who can see? Nobody can see. Therefore, Pramatrutvam is beginningless. It is not a matter of beginning. This is the simple and straight Anubhavanusari and according to Bhashya. Okay. Nobody can see the beginning of dream. Have you ever seen how the dream begins? Whenever you look at yourself, you find that you are in dream. Okay. Whenever you look at yourself, you see that you are already in dream. How you started, that you don't ask me. How you started, nobody can ask and nobody can answer. You find that you are in dream, that's all. Similarly, you find that you are in waking. That's all. How you started coming. Did you ever think when you were in deep sleep that, oh, it's a quite long time. A long time has passed in my sleep. It is enough now. Now let me wake up and do my job. Now let me wake up. Did you ever make a sankalpa that the sleeping is enough and let me wake up and then woke up? Did you ever make a sankalpa like this before you woke up? And then you woke up. Okay? First you made a sankalpa and then you woke up. Can you imagine a Sushupti Swarupam, Sakshi Swarupam making a sankalpa and implementing the sankalpa in the form of waking? Do you ever find that? Then if you don't find in your Anubhava, you don't find in Bhashya, it is unnecessary kalpana against Anubhava, makes it more difficult for a student to understand. Okay. Therefore, Pramatrutvam, Prapancha, nobody sees the waking state is beginning. Who is to see? Sakshi, there is no state. For the Sakshi, there is no state. For the waking Pramata, he is already in the state. See this, how strangeness it is. For a waking Pramata, you are already in the state. So you can never see the beginning of the state, beginning of Pramatrutvam. And in the Sakshi, there is no Pramatrutvam at all and no question of beginning. Sakshi never had Pramatrutvam nor will ever have. The Sushupti can never see. We say Sushupti appears into the world, waking world. This is Prakriya. Since it is not found in your Anubhava, we use it as a Prakriya to show that the Pramatrutvam is not outside Sushupti. The entire waking state is not outside Sushupti. The waking state itself appears within Sushupti. This is an important point. Sushupti means the pure consciousness or the Sakshi. Within the Sakshi or within the Chaitanyam, the Jagat appears. This is what our Anubhava says. Okay, no logic ever works here because logic goes wrong. Logic goes wrong means we unnecessarily use wrong logic, then it goes wrong naturally. Therefore, the entire waking state, when Shastra says that this entire waking state, Pramatru, Pramana, Prameya, is inseparable from Ishvara, because it is Ishvara himself is appearing due to misunderstanding. Due to Adhyasa, you see the world, Pramatru, Pramana, Prameya. And this entire set is coming from Ishvara. Coming from means what? From the Ishvara standpoint, from the Sushupti standpoint, or from the Sakshi standpoint, the world doesn't exist apart from him. The people, the human beings, the jivas, the world, all these things don't exist apart from him. He alone exists. Then where does this entire waking state go? It neither goes nor comes. It appeared in place of Brahman, or Brahman alone appeared like that. Then look at the Brahman, the world appearance disappears, it becomes one with Brahma. By disappearance, I mean it becomes one with Brahma, it doesn't exist apart from it. So this is what he says, Prameya is also Brahmani Adhyastha. So Dehendriyadishu, Bhashya Vakyam I am reading, Dehendriyadishu Aham Mamabhimana Rahitasya. A person who doesn't identify with the body, mind and sense organs, he has no I notion. He has no notion of I. Such a person, Dehendriyadishu Aham Mamabhimana Rahitasya Pramatrutvanupapattau. A person who is free from the waking Pramatrutvam, waking Pramana, waking Prameya, all this put together is one. A person who is free from the waking Pramatrutvam, that Sakshi is free from waking Pramatrutvam. So Pramatrutvam is sheerly Adhyasa. It is just a Adhyasa. Therefore, Dehendriyadishu Aham Mamabhimana Rahitasya. When there is no identification with the body, mind and sense organs, Pramatrutva Anupapattau, no Pramatrutva can ever exist. Without the sense organs, without the mind, how can there be Pramatrutvam? Okay? Pramatrutvanupapattau Pramana Pravrittyanupapatte. So no Pramana is possible. That means all these are interconnected. Prameya, Pramana, Pramata. All three are one block, inseparable. Because Pramatrutvam means Pramana, Pramana means Prameya, Prameya means knowing of it. All these things are just naturally to be understood. The Poshankarites have divided them and accepted one and rejected certain other. This adds to further confusion. Okay. Let us proceed. Vastu Sangraha Vakyamidam Tadetat Vivrunoti Nahindriyanyupadaya Ityadina. This sentence of Bhashyakara, Tikakara explains Ayamarthaha, this is the meaning. Dehaha Indriyani Arthaha Upalabdhi Vyaparaha. Deha, Indriyas, these are all what? They are Upalabdhi Vyapara. And Upalabdhi Vyapara means the function of functioning alone. Sense organs function and produce knowledge. Okay. So the functioning of sense organs and their production of knowledge. All these three, Upalabdhi Vyaparaha Phalena Abhisambandhaha. Then next, the Phala expected. All these things, Sukha Dukkha Samvedanancha. Sukha Dukkha Samvedanancha. Ityetani Sarvani. Phalena Abhisambandhaha Sukha Dukkha Samvedanamcha Ityetani Dehendriyadini. All these things. Okay. Teshu Ahamma Babhima. Word meaning is giving, I also just explain what is that. So Teshu Ahammama Abhimanaha. So what is this Abhimana or identification with body, mind and sense organs like? How is this Abhimana like? Abhimana is Adhyasa, identification. How is this identification like? How is this Abhimana like? He explains, Ahamidam, I am so and so. Each person has a thought about himself or herself. I am so and so. I am this. I am so and so. I am this. Okay. Is I am so and so. I am this is the form of identification is explained through these words. I am so and so. This is the nature of identification. This is the form of identification. Then mamedam. This is mine. Mine, the idea of mine comes presupposing the idea of aham. Okay. Idea of aham, the I notion is required necessarily for the my notion. My, English word my notion. So ahamidam mamedam iti rupaha pratyayaha. This is the form of understanding that is called dehendriyadishu abhimanaha. Okay, sacha atasmin pratyaya lakshana. This abhimana, when we told, identification with the body, mind and sense organs. What is the nature of identification? First he told it is ahamidam mamedam is the akara. Next he says it is nothing but adhyasa only. Identification is nothing but adhyasa. So nacha atasmin pratyaya lakshano adhyasaha ityuktam adastat. So we have already told this atasmin tat pratyaya. The one thing is taken for something else. So this atadharma adhyaropanam it is what is called here adhyasa. Tadrisha abhimana rahitasya. If a person doesn't have an abhimana with his sense organs and mind, he cannot be taught, he cannot be bought. Okay. Therefore, tadrisha abhidana rahitasya pramatritva nopapadyate. Without pramatrutvam, no vyavahara, no abhimana. With abhimana alone, pramatrutvam is there. If you have no abhimana, no pramatrutvam. Tatascha pramana pravritti. Then pramanas function. Function means what? These are all thoughtless because all these points should be wrote in the form of dialogue. Then it will be easy to understand. Okay. Tadrisha abhimana rahitasya pramatrutvam nopapadyate. Such a person who doesn't identify, doesn't have any thought about the world. I am so and so person, I am like this, I am like this. You have no just thought. Such a person, tadrishabhimana rahitasya pramatrutvam nopapadyate tatascha pramana pravruttirapi nopapadyate. Then pramanas also would not exist without pramata. Okay. Katham nahi pramana pravrittim vina kasyachit arthopalabdhir bhavet. Without pramanas, no object can be. Supposing you have no sense organ, you would not see that in any world. The entire world gets blocked off. So through sense organs alone, you see the world. And mind, sense organs and mind. Yasyaha samanantarameva prepsa jihasava tasmin narte. First, when you know the object through your sense organs, samanantarameva, once you know it, then the prepsa jihasa arises. When you know something, then you also know how useful it is, how useless it is. With the help of this understanding, either you want to know jignasa, only in order to have a clear understanding about the world, you have a jignasa, and also jihasa. Either you try to get it or you try to disown it. You just don't want it, you want to get rid of it. Okay. Iti adhyasa ityukta tatrish abhidana rupasya pramatrutvam nopapadyate. The pure consciousness, that is Brahman, who is nearby, who is beyond. Tani punah pramanani sayam na pravartante. The pramanas function only under the instruction of guidance of pramatru. Sayam na pravartante kintu swapravartaka manyamapekshante ya pramata ucheta. So therefore pramata doesn't expect the instruments outside him. Tani punah pramanani swayam na pramanas cannot function on their own. Eyes can't see on their own without my being behind it. Similarly, all other sense organs, they function only when there is attention of the Chaitanyam, attention of Bhagavata, that you will write. Swayam pravartante, pramanas directly don't function. They function under the control of pramata. Okay. Kintu swapravartakam anyam apekshante. Ya pramata uchyate tatra pramatrutvam eva tavad dehendriyadishu uktabhimana shunyasya nopapadyate. If you have no identification with the body, mind and sense organs, you have no self-identity. When you have no self-identity, you cannot talk about yourself, what you are, what do you do, what you are. None of these questions are applied because they are all westernized questions, westernized ideas. तानि पुनः प्रमाणानि स्वयं न प्रवर्तन्ते किन्तु स्वप्रवर्तकम् अन्यम् अपेक्ष. These pramanas don't function on their own. They have to be operated by somebody else. This is the important point. Brahman has to तत्र प्रमातृत्वमेव देहेन्द्रियादिषु उक्ताभिमानशून्यस्य नोपपद्यते. The very pramatrutvam doesn't come into existence without when there is no identification with the body, mind and sense organ. This is what we have been telling. So katham tadetat pradarshaitum arabate nahi ityadina. Another quotation of Bhashya, another vakya. Nahi indriyanyanupadaya pratyakshadi vyavahara sambhavati. Without including sense organs. Okay. Indriyanyanupadaya pratyakshadi vyavahara sambhavati. Here, I think we will postpone it to the next class. Here, Swamiji once says one good point. Pratyakshadi vyavaharaha. On this pratyakshadi vyavahara, he explains all the pramanas. Pratyaksha pramana, Anumana pramana, Shabda, Arthapatti, Anupalabdhi. How many? Pratyaksha, Anumana, Shabda, Arthapatti, Anupalabdhi. Innondu Upamana bittidaru. Sixth Upamana. Okay. Doesn't matter. We have to understand that it is included. Okay. Pratyakshadarshanam dvaita pratyajnadinam pramanataya pramananam vyavaharaha. Okay. I think we'll stop it. You only discussing pramanas. How each pramana he slightly explains all the 6 pramanas. So all these pramanas presuppose adhyasa. This is what he wants to say. Nahi indriyanyanupadaya pratyaksha vyavaharaha na sambhavati pratyakshadi. So what is pratyaksha? Okay. Second, like this. We'll see in the next class.